The rain strikes my kitchen window like impatient fingers, and I'm standing here in my silk robe at 10:30 at night, holding a glass of wine I haven't touched. The house feels tomb quiet without Ryan's presence. He's been working late every night this week, or so he says. Then I hear it. 3 soft knocks on my front door. My heart stutters because I know that rhythm. Adrian. I shouldn't answer. I should pretend I'm asleep. Let him think I'm the good wife who goes to bed early and wakes up to make breakfast for a husband who barely looks at her anymore. But my feet are already moving across the hardwood, and my pulse is already racing with something I'd forgotten I could feel when I open the door. He's standing there in the amber glow of my porch light, raindrops clinging to his dark hair and the shoulders of his leather jacket. His eyes, God, those eyes find mine immediately, and I see everything I've been starving for reflected back at me. Recognition, desire, the kind of attention that makes you remember you're a woman. Maya. His voice is rough velvet, and the way he says my name makes my knees weak. I was driving by and saw your light. We both know that's not true. He lives across town. But I step aside anyway, and he moves past me into my foyer, bringing with him the scent of rain and something distinctly cedar and smoke and possibility. Ryan's not home, I say, though we both already know this too. I know. He turns to face me, and suddenly the space between us feels electric. Are you going to tell me to leave? I should. A year ago, I would have. Back when I still believed my marriage could be saved. When I still thought the cold silence between Ryan and me was just a phase we'd work through. Before I met Adrian at that conference, before our conversations that stretched into hours, before I realized what it felt like to be truly seen by someone again. No, I whisper, and the word hangs between us like a confession. He steps closer. Close enough that I can see the droplets of rain still clinging to his eyelashes, close enough to feel the heat radiating from his body. His fingers brush mine as he takes the wine glass from my trembling hand and sets it on the console table behind me. Maya, he says again, and this time my name sounds like a question and a prayer. All at once, the grandfather clock in the hallway chimes 11 times, each note a reminder that I'm crossing into dangerous territory. But as Adrian's hand comes up to cup my face, his thumb tracing the line of my cheekbone, I realize I've already made my choice. I've been making it every day, for months. You're shaking, Adrian murmurs, and I am, from the storm outside, from the storm inside me, from the way he's looking at me like I'm something precious he's been searching for his whole life. It's cold, I lie, though my skin feels like it's on fire everywhere his gaze touches. He shrugs out of his jacket, and I watch the fluid movement of his shoulders, the way his white shirt clings to his chest when he drapes the jacket around my shoulders. The leather is warm from his body and smells like everything I've been missing. Better, his hands linger on my shoulders, and I have to close my eyes against the sensation. We shouldn't be doing this. I breathe, but I don't step away. I can't. Doing what? His voice carries the hint of a smile. I haven't done anything yet. The word yet sends shivers down my spine. I open my eyes to find him watching me with an intensity that makes my breath catch. There's something dangerous in his expression, something that promises he knows exactly what he's doing to me. Come sit with me, he says, nodding toward the living room. Just talk, like we used to. Those conversations, late nights in hotel lobbies during business trips, stolen hours in coffee shops when we could both make excuses to be away from our lives, talking about everything, our dreams, our disappointments, the things we'd never said to anyone else. The way he listened, really listened, like every word mattered. I lead him to the sofa, hyper-aware of his presence behind me, of the way the silk of my robe whispers against my legs with each step. When I sit, he settles beside me, not touching, but close enough that I can feel the warmth of his thigh near mine. Tell me about your day, he says, and the simple request nearly undoes me. When was the last time someone asked me that and actually wanted to hear the answer? Ordinary. I say, lonely. His hand finds mine on the cushion between us, fingers intertwining with a naturalness that should terrify me, but instead feels like coming home. You don't have to be lonely tonight. Thunder rolls overhead, and the lights flicker. In the brief darkness, I feel him shift closer. When the lights steady, his face is inches from mine, and I can see the conflict in his eyes, the same war between want and conscience that's been tearing me apart for months. "Adrian," I whisper, not sure if it's a warning or an invitation. His free hand comes up to trace the line of my jaw, and my eyes flutter closed. "I've thought about this moment every night for weeks," he confesses. "About being here with you, about touching you like this." My breath hitches as his thumb finds the pulse point at my throat. This is dangerous. The most beautiful things usually are. When I open my eyes, he's studying my face like he's memorizing it, like he's afraid this moment might disappear. "What are we doing?" I ask. "Living," he says simply, "for the first time. In years, we're finally living." The phone rings, shrill and sudden in the intimate quiet. Ryan's ringtone. Adrian's hand stills against my throat, and we both freeze. The phone rings 3 more times before going to voicemail. Ryan's voice fills the room. Distant and formal. "Maya, I'll be staying at the office tonight. Don't wait up, don't wait up." As if I ever do anymore. Adrian's hand is still cupping my throat, his thumb still resting against my racing pulse. We sit in the silence that follows, both of us understanding what just happened. Ryan has given us this night, whether he meant to or not. "He doesn't deserve you," Adrian says quietly, and there's an edge to his voice that makes me look up at him. "You don't know. I know you haven't been touched in months." His fingers trace down to the hollow of my throat, where my robe has fallen open slightly. "I know you light up when someone pays attention to you. I know you're starving for the kind of connection you used to believe in." He's right, and we both know it. The truth sits between us like a living thing. "How do you know all that?" I whisper. "Because I see you, Maya. Really see you. Not the version of yourself you've learned to hide behind, but the woman you are underneath." All that careful composure. His words break something loose inside me. Something I've been holding back for so long I'd forgotten it was there. Before I can stop myself, before I can think, I'm reaching for him. My hands frame his face, and I kiss him. It's soft at first, tentative, a question rather than a demand. But when he responds, when his arms come around me and pull me closer, the kiss deepens into something that feels like desperation and salvation all at once. He tastes like rain and promises, like everything I've been missing. His hands tangle in my hair, and I make a sound that's half gasp, half surrender. When we finally break apart, both of us breathing hard, he rests his forehead against mine. "Maya." He breathes, and my name on his lips sounds like absolution. "No," I whisper back. "I know this changes everything. Are you afraid?" I should be. I should be terrified of what this means, of what comes next, of the life I'm about to tear apart. But looking into his eyes, feeling his hands gentle on my face, all I can think is how right this feels. "Yes," I admit, "but not of this, not of you." He kisses me again, slower this time, deeper, and I can feel myself falling into something I can't take back. His hands slide down to my waist and through the thin silk of my robe. I can feel the heat of his touch like brands against my skin when he pulls back. His eyes are dark with want and something deeper, something that looks like love. "I have to tell you something," he says, and there's suddenly tension in his voice that wasn't there before. "What?" He opens his mouth, then closes it again, conflict playing across his features. "Not tonight," he decides. "Tonight is ours. Tomorrow we'll figure out the rest." But I can see the secret in his eyes, the weight of whatever he's carrying. It should worry me. Instead, all I can think is that I don't want tomorrow to come. "Show me," I whisper against his lips. "Show me what it feels like to be wanted." Something shifts in his expression, surprise, hunger, and something that looks almost like relief, as if he's been waiting for me to give him permission to want me as much as I want him. "Are you sure?" His voice is rough, barely controlled, instead of answering with words. I stand and take his hand, leading him toward the stairs. Each step feels monumental, like crossing a bridge I'll never be able to cross back. But with his fingers laced through mine, warm and sure, I find I don't want to go back. My bedroom is bathed in soft lamplight and shadows. The bed I've shared with Ryan for 5 years suddenly looks different with Adrian in the room. No longer a place of cold distance, but something full of possibility. He stops just inside the doorway, his eyes taking in everything: the photographs on the dresser, the books stacked on my nightstand, the window seat where I sit and watch storms like the one raging outside. "This is where you dream," he says softly. "This is where I used to dream, before I forgot how." He turns to face me fully, and I can see the reverence in his expression, as if he understands the significance of being here, of what I'm offering him. "I want to remind you," he says, stepping closer. "I want to wake up every part of you that's been sleeping." His hands find the belt of my robe, but he doesn't untie it. Instead, he lets his fingers rest there, waiting, giving me the chance to change my mind. The gentleman even now, even when we're both trembling with need. "Adrian," I breathe, and his name is all the permission he needs. The silk slides away like water, and I should feel vulnerable, exposed. Instead, I feel powerful, beautiful, alive. The way he looks at me like I'm art, like I'm everything he's ever wanted, makes me remember who I used to be. "Before I learned to make myself small, you're exquisite," he murmurs, his hands skimming along my shoulders, down my arms. How did he not see this? How did he not worship this every single day? I don't have an answer for that. I'm not sure I ever did. When he kisses me this time, it's with an intensity that steals my breath. His hands map my body like he's learning a new language, and I arch into his touch, desperate for more. It's been so long since someone touched me like this, like I matter, like I'm desired, like I'm worth savoring. I've imagined this, I confess against his ear, late at night, when I couldn't sleep. I'd imagine your hands on me, your mouth. He groans, low and rough, and suddenly I'm pressed back against the wall, his body solid and warm against mine. "Tell me more," he demands. "Tell me what you wanted." But before I can answer, lightning illuminates the room, and in that flash of brightness, I see something in his eyes that stops me cold. Guilt, pain, the weight of whatever secret he's carrying. "What is it?" I ask. "What aren't you telling me?" He closes his eyes, his forehead dropping to rest against mine. "Maya, tell me, whatever it is, just tell me." When he opens his eyes again, they're filled with something that looks like anguish. "I can't, not yet. Please, just let me have this night with you. Let me love you the way you deserve to be loved. And tomorrow what?" Fear creeps into my voice. "Adrian, what's going to happen tomorrow?" But instead of answering, he kisses me again, and this time there's something desperate in it, something that feels like goodbye. "Don't," I whisper, pulling back to look at him. "Don't kiss me like you're saying goodbye. Not tonight." His eyes search mine, and I can see the war playing out behind them, desire and duty, love and something that looks like fear. "I'm not going anywhere," he says, but there's a tremor in his voice that betrays him. "Promise me." My hands frame his face, forcing him to meet my gaze. "Whatever secret you're carrying, whatever's going to happen tomorrow, promise me we'll face it together. Maya, promise me." He's quiet for a long moment, and I can feel him making some internal calculation, weighing options I can't see. Finally, he nods. "Together," he agrees. "Whatever comes, we face it together." The relief that floods through me is overwhelming. I kiss him then, pouring everything I can't say into the connection between us, all my loneliness, my hope, my desperate need to be truly known by someone. He responds with equal fervor, his hands tangling in my hair, and suddenly we're moving, stumbling toward the bed in a tangle of reaching hands and whispered endearments. When my legs hit the mattress, he catches me, lowering me gently onto the soft cotton sheets. "I want to know everything about you," he murmurs against my throat. "Every scar, every secret, every place that makes you gasp." And he does. He learns me with a patience and reverence that brings tears to my eyes. Every touch is deliberate, worshipful. Every kiss is a promise. He makes me feel like something sacred, something treasured. When I arch beneath him, breathless and trembling, he whispers my name like a prayer. When I cry out, he catches the sound with his mouth. And when we finally move together, it's with a rhythm that feels ancient and inevitable, like we were always meant to find each other in this way. Afterward, as we lie tangled in sheets and moonlight, my head on his chest and his fingers tracing lazy patterns on my bare shoulder, I feel more myself than I have in years, complete, alive. "What happens now?" I ask into the quiet. His hand stills for a moment, and I feel that familiar tension creep back into his body. Now we figure out how to build a life from the ashes of the ones we've been living. I lift my head to look at him, and the secret, the thing you're not telling me, he's quiet for so long I think he might not answer. Then I know Ryan. The words hit me like cold water. What do you mean? You know Ryan. We worked together 2 years ago on the Morrison account. His voice is carefully controlled, but I can hear the strain underneath. He talked about you constantly, showed me pictures, complained about how distant you'd become, how you never seemed happy anymore. I sit up, pulling the sheet around me. You knew I was married to him when you approached me. Not at first. Not until we'd already been talking for weeks. By then, he reaches for me. But I pull back. By then what? By then I was already falling in love with you. The confession hangs between us, beautiful and terrible. I should be angry. I should feel betrayed, manipulated. Instead, all I can think is that it doesn't change how I feel about him, how he makes me feel about myself. He doesn't love me anymore. I say quietly. Maybe he never did. Not really. Not the way you do. I know. His hand finds mine, fingers intertwining. I've seen how he treats you, how he takes you for granted. It's part of what drew me to you, seeing someone so extraordinary being treated like she was ordinary. I look at our joined hands, thinking about choices and consequences, about the life I'm choosing and the one I'm leaving behind. What do we do now? I ask again. Now we choose each other. He says simply, every day, we choose each other, outside. The storm is beginning to pass, but inside this room, in this bed, a new life is just beginning. And for the first time in years, I'm not afraid of what comes next. I'm ready to live again.